All right, welcome to the show, folks. I hope you're winding down a great weekend that you've had here in Central Florida. Had some pretty nice weather going all weekend long. Looks like we're going to have some cooler and drier weather as the week fills on out on us. That's right, folks. You're listening to the American Adversaries classic 3-hour Sunday evening tour, coming to you live from the Mercury Free Broadcasting Studios. And please don't you forget, for the very best in general dentistry, health-centered dentistry, and mercury-free dentistry, give my dentist, Dr. James E. Hardy, a call at 407-678-3399. And don't forget to ask him about his great book, Mercury Free, which explains why you, too, should be mercury-free. Get those so-called silver fillings out of your head. All right, we want to get that liberal nonsense out of your head, too, folks, and we're going to work at it for 3 hours tonight on our Sunday evening classic tour. I am Christopher Hart, and in the studio with me tonight is none other than El General Lucas Paris himself.
Hey.
And he's got the head cam, the Pariscope up and running. So if you want to see what we're up to tonight, all you have to do is go to our channel on YouTube, which is
Adversaries TV. Type in Pariscope and you'll find us.
That's where we'll be. And Jeff Sinnis is on the bridge tonight.
How you doing?
How you doing? So he can handle he can handle those phone calls for you folks right nicely at 407-774-8255 as we come to you on FM 105.5 and AM 660. The Answer. Got a big show lined up for you tonight. It's going to be mostly us guys, though. Sunny, our California gorgeous lady of wrestling, will be joining us later on in the show. But, of course, you can join us. We will be doing our Who Said That contest tonight. Got an excellent quote, I think, fits the times. We'll be talking some politics, of course. Did you know that Trump packs heat? And, of course, we all know that Carson is bringing the heat, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the RICO law and the new application one of our U.S. senators is suggesting that it be used for, hint, hint, us. All right, and also, of course, we're going to talk about the Speaker saga. And tonight we're going to revive the Dumb and the Feckless series. We got a whole new series, a whole new season of material, compliments of Ed Klein and his new book, Unlikable, The Problem with Hillary. Tonight we're going to pick up sort of where last season left off with Blood Feud, the Clintons versus the Obamas, because I think it perfectly, what we're going to hear tonight on the Dumb and the Feckless perfectly sets up Unlikable and the coming season, if you will. So, Jeff, I forgot to tell you that, but you can see in segment 3 we're going to be doing the Dumb and the Feckless. So if you'll find that music for us in the file there. All right, so as I said, we got a lot to go over tonight, and want to thank you folks for being with us. Real quickly, though, we are in the final stages of scheduling our next remote broadcast at Cafe Positano, where we're going to have a pizza eating challenge. Who knows what it'll be next? Maybe lasagna, but this time it's going to be a pizza eating challenge, and we're looking at the date of November 16th. That will be made official tomorrow. But if it's not that, it'll be around that time. So you want to put that in the back of your mind. That would be basically a month from tomorrow, I think, a little over a month from tomorrow. So put that in your hat, and hopefully you can come out and join us at our Pizza Eating Challenge. And, of course, if you have an organization or you just think you're up to the challenge, you're welcome to call the show and put your name in the hat, and we'll see what kind of arrangements we can make. As a matter of fact, that's how we found our last winner, a fellow by the name of David Sink, and he came from out of the audience. He came from out of the pack, and he put it away. And
won that thing.
Hands down, and sketty down, I should say. And so he won the spaghetti challenge. We'll see if he's wanting to defend his title, if you will. And so certainly hope you can come out and join us for that. And we got some other events that will be coming up that we'll be talking about along the way as well. So just, a good idea when you listen to the show is to have you a pad, paper, and pencil nearby or something where you can scribble things down as we mentioned them. Okay, the showdown in the House continues. More and more, the name of Paul Ryan is being thrown around as the one who can come riding into the rescue. And if that is going to be the case, you might as well just keep John Boehner around. As a matter of fact, because of the way the Congress has been run, you may as well keep John Boehner around, because he's basically left the next speaker with very few choices. And what I mean by that is the next big order of business obviously is going to be having to renew the continuing resolution that they just passed, which will expire on December the 11th. So that we're going to have that all over again. And the leverage of shutting down the government is been made much more difficult to use now, because December 11th, of course, is what? 2 weeks before Christmas, right? So I can just see all the headlines now. The GOP will become the Grinch party, and so that made that task much more difficult. And before that, at the end or in the middle of November, sometime along that time, the debt ceiling will have been reached. So that decision will have to be made too. So don't think that John Boehner didn't see all that coming when he quote-unquote resigned. And I think more and more this has all been an orchestrated ploy by the Republican establishment to once again try to shame or put in their place the conservative caucus, the Freedom Caucus, led by Jim Jordan, who up till now their candidate has been Dan Webster. And we'll talk a little bit more about Dan Webster here in a few minutes and his accomplishments in the State House here in Florida, and what he would bring to that job in the House in Washington, D.C. But if, as I said, if Paul Ryan ends up taking Boehner's place, he's no better than John Boehner. But even Jim Jordan today has called him, quote-unquote, a good man and a great communicator. Well, if you want to call passing off lies as truth, yeah, he's pretty good at that. You know, I'm sad to say it, but that's the fact of the matter. And we're not here to gloss over facts. And when he comes out and lies, you know, I don't appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of expect to get lied to by the likes of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama et al., but I resent it when I get lied to by members of the party that I support. A fella that I supported just 3 years ago when he ran along with Mitt Romney for president. And but no, I've had it with these characters. No sirree. I'm not going to be a team player. Now, this is ridiculous. You know, if all we're supposed to be is blindly following these stooges, well, then we're going to be blind following the blind, being led by the blind, the three blind mice. You know, it's Paul Ryan is simply more of the same. And as I've said before, he is responsible. Let's just put it this way. Everything Barack Obama has done since the summer, and everything he's going to do for the rest of his term, at least in part, will be Paul Ryan's responsibility. Because the president was set up for a huge defeat to be dealt to him by his own party, and for a deal that we will probably not know the details of until they ram us in the butt with them, is this trade pact. Paul Ryan has the audacity to come on TV, several TV shows, and lament the fact. Lament the fact. That means he didn't want it to happen. That the president would become a lame duck, in other words, greatly weakened president, and that it would be brought about by his own party, in other words, the Democrats. In other words, the Democrats themselves were prepared to deal to their very own president a huge political defeat. And who rides into the rescue? None other than the likes of St. Pauli Girl Ryan. We can't let the president be a lame duck and have his own party and do it to him. We got to pass this deal for the country. And oh, by the way, there is no deal, he began to tell us then. When he knew very well there was every bit of a deal, and it laid in the basement, a locked office of the Capitol building for only their eyes to see. Where was the transparency that we were promised by anybody in Washington, D.C.? Forget about Barack Obama and his promises of transparency. When have the Republicans ever delivered on it? That's right. I didn't hear anybody speaking up. They don't. And this guy is, in my opinion, he's as bad as they come. It'll be more of the same. Only it'll be a little bit more candy-coated. Right? Right? A little bit more candy-coated. That's what they mean by great communicator. I hope Jim Jordan's not on the verge of selling out Dan Webster. Because, in fact, if you really want to fix what's wrong with the House of Representatives, you might go to a man who's already demonstrated that he can do that by fixing the dysfunctional House of Representatives here in the state of Florida. Yeah, that's right. He's already done what needs to be done in Washington, D.C. Has Paulie Ryan done anything like that? No. Paul Ryan has been a good team player. He's been carrying John Boehner's jock strap for him on his face. We don't need that for a Speaker of the House to be. I'm sorry. I, if you can't tell, am not a Paul Ryan fan. Not now, not ever again.